Welcome back to The Edge with your boy Micah Parsons live on the Bleacher Report app. And let's get right into the game yesterday. I know you guys have a bunch of questions, and it's just one of the ones, and we should just get right to it. Drop your questions, and I'll answer them into the chat. And yes, I'll repeat because I've seen some various, people quoting what I said. Like I said, I don't think the 49ers are at a way higher level than us. And I said we need to reconsider and fix some things. And when I say that is, if you look at the game and we talk about the Cowboys and who we want to be and how great we want to be, it just wasn't there all around in all phases of the game. And it was like, I feel like almost we weren't put in position to succeed in some instances. And like, I just feel like we beat ourselves. As you look at the game, I jumped off sides and they recover and we recover a fumble. Later that drive, they score 7. You look at the 3rd and 5, we get a stop and they call offsides on J-Ron. You look at the 3rd and 4 and, that drive ended up leading to 7 points. You look at another drive where, Wanye Thomas and Donovan Wilson make a great play and McCaffrey drops it and they call leading with the helmet, and that led to another first down, which led to 7. It was so many various things that was like, man, like it was like we were beating ourselves, and then it was like you add the refs into it, and then it was just it just is what it is. It was just one of them games, and it's like you gotta learn from it. You know what I'm saying? Like if you look at the talent scale from each one, I think we match up well with them. I just don't think we played to the same standard they played with yesterday. And it started with, the preparation. You go into any type of fight, you go into any type of game, and you would think like, man, like we're ready, but they had every counterattack. They out schemed us, and that's just the truth of it. They was prepared for everything we was in, everything we was prepared to do, and we just didn't help ourselves at that. So, my hat's off to Kyle Shanahan and how he prepared. I definitely think he was prepared for us, and I don't think that we were put in a position to be prepared for what they have. So that's kind of how I feel about it. But I think the big fixes is what some of our fixes is we gotta eliminate the penalties. The penalties is starting to get bad in the league. It's an offensive league right now. And it's not being true defense play right now. It's hard to play true defense out in the NFL right now. Obviously, we need to get better. We can't give up big plays. Too many explosive plays we gave up in that game. And we need to stop the run. The truth is we need to eliminate this run game. We need to own in on this and things like that. So we need to lock in, fellas. If we really want to go where we want to go, Cowboys Nation, we need to lock in, and it starts with me and doing what I have to do to help lead this team. How would I respond to the critics that say the Cowboys haven't performed against a playoff caliber opponent? I feel like every team we beat was in the playoffs, and every team we lost to so far is a playoff caliber team besides really a playoff caliber team. I think the Cardinals, when they get Kyler Murray back, they're a playoff caliber team if they decide to let Kyler Murray go. We don't know what they're doing down in Arizona, but, the 49ers, obviously, top team in the NFC, obviously, things like that, and we just got to bounce back, But the Jets, going into it, everyone said they was a Super Bowl contender and things like that. We don't know what happened down in New York, and we don't know what's going down with New England. We'll get into that later, but we just need to get better, and that's the truth of the matter. I feel like I'm one of the most competitive guys, and I feel like we really weren't positioned to compete at the highest level. So that's just something we're looking at and things that we need to get better at. Let's look and people talking about my matchup against Trent Williams. You can even ask Trent himself. I might have had a one-on-one block with Trent maybe one time. He even says like, bro, you too good. You're going to get double teamed every time. And that's just reality of it. Like, it was like, they game plan for me. I feel like I'm gonna have to, talk to the coaches and get more experimental about doing things a little bit differently, you know, um, and about where I'm gonna be put out on the field and things like that. So, and it's time to revamp. It's time to see what's going on. We going into it Wednesday, and we just gotta get better and get ready for the Chargers Monday night. And there's always a lot of talk about, Bosa, obviously, because he's the reigning defensive player of the year. But I think, who player had a dog game was Fred Warner. I mean, Fred Warner was all over the place. I mean, I even dapped him up at the game, bro. Fred's one of the ones. It was one play where the play he had to sack, bro. I literally saw this man take away the mesh and then go sack Dak. And I was just like, wow, bro. Like, Fred is just elite at what he do. And he's going to be one of the best linebackers in the league for a very long time. George Kittle had 3 touchdowns on us, and he posted this thing to IG. And I always have this expression, and we're going to look at this. He said, F Dallas. Yeah. I just feel like he's making it way more personal than it had to be. And, Kittle's my guy. But I'm going to say this, laugh now, cry later. We got something for that. Just trust. Just trust. If we see them again, just trust. Laugh now, cry later. And we're going to put it just like that. I ain't going to put too much on it. You're going to make it personal. We can make it personal. That's cool. And, it is what it is. Brock Purdy still undefeated. Like I said, he's a top 15 quarterback. And yeah, he do have great players around him. But he's making the plays, he's making the passes, he's doing what he had to do. He's doing things that Jimmy G wasn't doing, Trey Lance wasn't doing, and things like that. So you can't just say it's the system. He's just playing at an extremely high level. And kudos to him. And I told him, keep going. I think he's a guy that's going to be here for a long time. He's writing his name in the books, and I keep wishing the best for him. There's no hate on this side. Brock, he's balling, and there's no doubt about it. At the end of the game, I switched jerseys with Christian McCaffrey just because the type of seasons he's having. He has 14 straight TD games. He's a legendary dude. He's a good dude, God-favoring man. He's just the right guy, bro. He's a good, genuine dude. And I love seeing him balling in the Bay. And I think last year was the greatest midseason trade in history. They already had a load of offense, and you add CMC to that. And I mean, man, it's just special what he's doing. And, he's just going to keep balling, the best back in the NFL right now. But, the 49ers is doing what they had to do. And we need to do what we had to do, and that's just get better. And I'm taking full accountability. I'm not owning anything. Like I said, I think we a playoff team, and we just got to get better. And it's hard to even, do this right now just because the frustration and what I feel and how I feel, and only real competitors know. But I'm going to answer y'all questions in grades. How do we bounce back from this? It start Monday night against the Chargers. We got another Monday night game, primetime game, and we got to bounce back. We just got to get better. We got to own in and fix these mistakes, and we got to go out and do it in a dominant fashion. I think every player in the locker room should come in with a chip on their shoulder and ready to get better, no excuses, and just own in on every detail, bro. Like really lock in. Cause bro, I feel like I never experienced something like this in my life. Like I'm when you're a competitor, man, and you love to win and you strive for perfection, you really putting your all out there. Not seeing it come out on the field and not performing to where you want to do, it's extremely frustrating. So it just gotta get better, bro. And what exactly do you mean by y'all were not in a position to compete? I just feel like they knew exactly what was in. They just game planned it. They out schemed us. And simple as that. I just feel like we were in a position where we could have made plays and did better, and that's just the truth about it. Only the players know what's going on out there at the end of the day, and I'm not going to go too much in depth with it, but that's just what it is. And I'm taking a full accountability for it. Do you feel like you're better at LB on the D-line against a team like the 49ers? I don't think it matters where I'm at. I just think about how I'm being used in the game. What's going on in the game? How do you move me around? How do you eliminate them from running perimeter runs away from me, sprint out or away from me? How do you get me going in the game, knowing they're scheming to slow me down? So I just think it's about the balanced attack, about how we going to be better and how they're going to use me in the game. And that's just how I feel. And and I know it's gonna get better, bro. I know Dan Quinn is a great coach, and I know he truly believes in me and all my talents. And he's like my road dog, like my uncle for real, like brother, friend. And we so close and we so tight, man. I just know things would get better. And I know he's a guy that strives for perfection and wants us to do great, and he strives for us to be great, and just how he coaches and how he comes into it. So I know it's going to get better, bro. I put my life on the line with Coach Q. That's how much belief I have in him, and I know it's just going to get better, and I just hope y'all patient enough to watch this get better. Because, you look at where we at right now, and you look at since I got here in this league and how we already been turning around, and that stuff usually don't happen. We've been slowly turning this program around, and I hope we just keep doing it and going to the right direction and winning Super Bowl, bro. It's still early. We got time to get better. We just got to look at this loss as a learning experience and get freaking better. That's all it's about. It's getting freaking better and chasing perfection and just being dogs, bro, and just putting in a position to be dogs. And that's just for real, bro. But anyway, past the 49ers game, let's get straight into it. I want to pick this up and just get straight into it. My dog of the week is my dog, Ja'Marr Chase. Like I said last week, this man right here, bro, he said he's always open, always effing open. And he showed that. I think Burrow took that personally. I said they'll come back and bounce back, and Burrow did exactly what he did. I mean, oh my God, 15 receptions, 192 yards, 3 touchdowns against the Cardinals. Like, damn. Okay, Ja'Marr, we heard you. You're always open. We heard you, bro. I think the league heard you. It's on notice. Joe Burrow heard you. Your coaches heard you. You my dog of the week. Keep going, bro. You just do what you do. I remember training with this dude this offseason, and it was kind of special, bro. This guy trains like nothing else. And especially to see what he's doing out there on the field. The Jags beat the Bills in London. My reaction to it is I'm not really surprised. Like I said on my last week, the Jags is a top team with Andre Cisco, Josh Allen. They got Trayvon Walker. They got Okulun. They got Tyson. This team is not to be slept on. I mean, if you saw last week, Tyson was traveling with Stephon Diggs, and yes, Stephon Diggs still did go for over 100 because he's just an elite player. But these guys is the real deal. The Jags, Trevor Lawrence is turning around he's coming into being a top 15 quarterback, no doubt about it. He's showing why he was the number 1 pick in our draft class. Trevor Lawrence is the real deal. The Jags are the real deal. And I see my guy Andre Cisco leading the way on defense. That's just the truth about it. I'm not surprised about this at all. Everyone wants to put Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs together. Like I said, y'all just don't know about what it means to actually compete. Y'all don't know what it means to be in this mode, the frustration. Trust me, we all been there. When you chasing greatness, bro, greatness don't just come like, oh, I'm gonna wake up and be great. It comes with times like this. It comes with losses. It comes with things like this. So I don't overreact. I don't trip on things like this, bro. Like, this is just what it is. And it's also good to see my dog Von Miller returning from injury. Like I said, Von makes this team. He turns his defense around. We praying Matt Milano's not gone too long because he's also the heart and soul of that defense. Von and Matt is like the guys that's going to carry this defense. A vet guy does everything right. Man, I think it's special every time he's out there. He always makes something happen. I love that guy, Von. That's really like my big bro. And man, good. Hey, Von, good luck the rest of the year. Stay healthy, bro. I can't wait to see you keep balling, man. Another team quietly rising to the top is the Lions. They're 4-1 with a 41-point differential. The Lions is the real deal. I mean, I think people saw last year that the Lions, they were this close to making playoffs. And I think they're putting everything together. They got the weapons. They got the talent. And I think right now they're playing the most disciplined football. And the guy that a lot of people are kind of talking about that isn't talking about is Aiden Hutchinson. Coming out, I wasn't too sure what Aiden Hutchinson would be, but he's doing above and beyond what I think anybody had to him. Yes, he was a top 3 pick, but you never know how someone's going to translate to this league. And Aiden Hutchinson is extremely hooping. I mean, that defense is hooping. I mean, Aiden is looking extremely good. I think he's coming into the verge of being, a top 7 pass rusher in the league, and coming into a top 20 defensive player in the league. And I'm excited to see his growth and where he keeps going. He's definitely a guy I'm excited to keep watching. He's another guy just like me, plays with that relentless motor and things like that. So extremely excited about that Aiden Hutchinson and what they're doing. Let's look at the Lions and 49ers, both running the same tricky play on the same day. This is kind of like weird. Like, I don't know if the 49ers saw this before we played them, but this is a hell of a play and a hell of a combo and how it's driven up. And you look at another guy like Sam Laporta, who's balling right now. We'll get into our rookies later in this segment, but we're going to get right into. On the other hand, another team that haven't been talking much about this season are the Vikings, and they're starting out 1-4. After getting injured, Justin Jefferson was frustrated on the sidelines. And what do you say about Justin Jefferson being frustrated? I mean, bro, you go from a playoff team. Last year, they started off 8-0, or maybe even more. I think it was 8-0 for sure. Undefeated, now starting off with a losing record. And you would think they would make a jump this year. I know they had a bunch of things in the offseason. They got rid of Thielen. They got rid of Zadarius Smith and Kendrick. But you would think that they'll still be at that same level, and they're just not right now. We don't know what's going on in Minnesota. It's very different. Justin Jefferson is still hooping, though. If you look at what he's doing and how he's competing in this league, he's still hooping. He's still putting up over 100-yard games, but everything's just not clicking. And that's why you always need offense and defense. There were some times in this game where I thought they could have made stops and they didn't. So it's very sensitive down there in Minnesota. I'm very excited to see what happens with it. Do the Vikings need to blow it up after the season they had last year? I don't know. I don't necessarily think that, because I think they have the pieces. We've seen them succeed at a level. We just didn't see them succeed at elite tier. So I'm not quite sure what we want to do with Minnesota yet. But it's very interesting to see. I don't say we should get rid of Kirk Cousins, though. I don't think that. I think Kirk Cousins has been playing extremely well. You even watch the quarterback show what he's been doing. Kirk is at an extremely way better quarterback than what a lot of people think. And I think that's why he's made multiple Pro Bowls. That's why he's been in the league so long. I think Kirk's actually really good. They just need more defense, I think. I think the Vikings can be a better team. They just have to start clicking on all cylinders. But no, I don't think that we should break up the Kirk and Justin Jefferson tandem, because look at what they have done so far since Justin Jefferson has entered the league. They have dominated. Justin Jefferson is pushing almost 6,000 yards and pretty much his 4th year into the league. So they're a special duo, and I don't want to see a breakup. So, I hope they turn things around in Minnesota. Last week, I told you about 2 rookies, Bijan and CJ Stroud, and they went head-to-head yesterday. And CJ made history again, the most ever pass attempts without an interception to start the NFL career. And I wonder if the Panthers have any regrets about not taking CJ Stroud. Because Bryce Young, the way he's coming to the league, are a lot of people disappointed? I think Carolina would be. I think people thought Bryce Young would come in and dominate a little bit more than he has, and a lot of people have Bryce Young over CJ Stroud. But CJ Stroud so far has showed he is the best quarterback in this draft class, without a doubt. And he's been more consistent. And I don't want to hear people say about weapons. If you compare weapons, I think they're about even. And CJ Stroud doesn't have an O-line. Most of his O-line has been injured since he's gotten to the league, so I don't want people to put that out there. He's been hooping without a lot of things missing. His number 1 receiver has been Tank Dell, and that's been his 3rd or 4th round pick in his same draft class, who he was drafted with. So I don't want to hear anything about weapons. CJ Stroud's the real deal. He's the best quarterback in his class. But Bijan, he's obviously the best running back in his class. And I'm even more tempted to say that Bijan is a top 6 running back in the NFL right now, without a doubt. He's very, very wacky. I mean, let's look at this catch he had in this game. I mean, he kind of did like a fake behind the back. Like, I don't know. Bijan's low-key playing basketball. Like, he did like a fake behind the back Euro step, like a Euro step into the end zone. This was a special play, bro. Bijan's so good. I just don't know who's going to win Offensive Rookie of the Year between them two. This is going to be very close. This is eye candy right now, but I think Bijan and CJ Stroud is turning their organizations around, and that's why you take them in the top 10. They are hooping, and we love to see it. If we go back, and then also we want to go back to what we spoke on last week. We said give Justin Fields some time, and I mean, he's absolutely showing. He said, I'm going to stop playing like a robot, and I'm going to play football, and that's what he's been doing. Let's look at what Justin has been doing in the league. He's 13th in the NFL in passing yards and currently averages more passing yards per game than Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Dak Prescott, Geno Smith, Jordan Love, and more. He's also second in passing TDs, but yet we still throw shade on Justin Fields. When will we stop saying is not Justin Fields? It was how he's being taught, and he said, F that. I'm going to go out there and hoop. I love that for my brother, Justin Fields. Keep going. Keep hooping. Also, Chicago still trying to get a better O-line around him, still trying to build that defense up. They spent a lot of free agency. We hope to keep it turning around and keep going better. But Chicago, you got somebody special in Chicago, and that's Justin Fields. Don't give up on him. Let him keep turning his organization around because I think he has the talent to do so. Once again, we're going to come back to New England. Mac Jones was benched for the second straight game. What do we think about this? And it's hard to say. And let's look at this stat. He's thrown more pick sixes at Gillette Stadium than Tom Brady has in his 20-year career there in New England. And that's for I just think the decision making has to be better. Mac Jones, we've seen him at Alabama with a lot of talent, and you know, I heard about the comment he said about the lack of talent he has in New England. But as a quarterback and as an offensive coordinator, you guys have to adjust to what you guys have. And that's point blank period. I think you look at a great example in Kansas City, they lost, Tyreek Hill, and they still won the Super Bowl that very next year. So I just don't think it's always about the talent. It's about who you have at quarterback and how can he make you better. So I hate to use the talent excuse because also look at CJ Stroud. Look how he's been playing. He's not out here throwing pick sixes. He's not out here throwing multiple interceptions. He's taking what the defense give him, and he's throwing away if he's not there and things like that. It's all about decision making. I just think the decision making has to be better, and that's point blank period. I would say the decision making has to be better, but sometimes it looks like Mac does not want to be out there, and it's just not there for him right now. I don't know what it is. Football is such a mental game. I don't know if it's the lack of trust in his receivers. I don't know if it's the lack of trust in his offensive line. But he looks shaky. He looks like he's looking timid. He's not looking like he wants to be out there and things like that. So it's going to be very excited to see how this progresses because I don't know. Do they look towards Bailey Zapp? Who knows? It's going to be very interesting to see, especially because what they did this offseason and how they released him and picked him back up. So it's going to be very interesting to see. What does a 1-4 start mean for Belichick? I don't know. Is Belichick on a hot seat? I just don't think they drafted as well or did free agency as well as they usually have in the previous years, especially when they had Brady. But you look at who Brady was throwing to. He's throwing to Julian Edelman. He did have Gronk and he did have Randy Moss. I just don't think they have that tier of offensive weapons. Same way for Mac Jones. So it'll be interesting to see what they do in free agency and and we look at some of the free agency. T. Higgins is hitting free agency next year. Do you go get someone like T. Higgins? A guy who could be your number one and things like that. It'll be very interesting to see what the New England does and what Belichick does this offseason and the remaining of the year. Another QB that takes a lot of heat is Daniel Jones, and I tweeted how easy it is to blame him, and now he's injured. Let's look at this play from last Monday. I mean, I believe everyone on this line has come free. I mean, this is just outright ridiculous. Yes, they are missing some starting O-linemen. I mean, it's just sad to see this. Daniel Jones is now injured, and it's like I said in my first stream, I just think they need to do a better job at protecting their $160 million quarterback. Regardless of what he's doing, you need to protect him. And right now they're not doing a great job of protecting him. Now he's injured, and now what do you have the rest of the year outside of Daniel Jones? What do you wrap up the season at this point? How long? What's the extent of the injury? Where he's going to be at? Who knows? But it's very sad to see what's going on in New York, especially after going into the playoffs, upsetting the number 2 seed, the Vikings, and obviously losing against the Eagles. But I hope this turns around for the Giants. I really do, because my dog Saquon Barkley, he'll be coming back soon, and I hope Daniel Jones is going to be okay. And I think they need to better do protect him, because the assessment right now is I just hope that they just don't let these punches just knock them out. I hope they bounce back from this. I hope that they get back into the rhythm, because this don't look like the same New York team as it was last year. And it sucks to see, because this offseason they made jumps. They went and got Paris Campbell. They went and got Darren Waller. They went and got Jalen Hyatt for the outside speed. But what does it matter if your quarterback doesn't have time to get it there, or the scheme? They got to scheme these guys open. They have to do better. So it'll be very interesting to see. The craziest thing I saw this week, though, was in college football. Let's look at Miami not dealing and running the clock out.
Hey, you should not be handing this football off. Right. I don't know what Miami is doing.
This is just a prime example of just bad coaching.
Here's Cheney.
I just don't get it. In a situation why are you even fighting for extra yards? It's just a lot of questionable things. And then Miami ends up losing this game after this. So this is just terrible to see, honestly. This is very terrible to see. And then the last minute defense, no timeouts, and you get beat downfield. That just makes no sense. This is just outrageously terrible to see. Obviously, Miami's coaches let them down. I would never make that call. I'm nailing it out. This is just bad. I think this is one of the worst mistakes in college football history, especially you're a 4-0 team in the ACC. You're hoping chance for the ACC championship team, and you fall to Georgia Tech, a 2-3 team, a team that's not on the same competition level as you, a team that shouldn't even be close to winning that game, and you drop that game, and you still got heat coming for the rest of the year. So, you hate to lose games like that, and it's just terrible to see. This week we're playing Monday night against the Chargers. Where does Justin Herbert rank amongst current QBs? I think Justin Herbert's the top 10 QB. We're both teams that's battling adversity right now, trying to get healthy. This is going to be a very interesting game. It's going to be a very good game. We had a very good matchup my rookie year, but we got to show who we are. We got to come back and bounce back this year, and it has to be another statement game. We have to come in play. This is a very good team. Yes, they're missing Mike Williams, but they still have Keenan Allen. They still have Quentin, and obviously Justin Herbert, and obviously Austin Eckler's back. So very explosive team. It's going to be a very fun game, and we're going to have to get out of it after in LA. And I'm going to take some more questions, final questions from the chat before we wrapped up. You trained with Jamar Chase this offseason. Yes, we trained together down in Austin. We trained down at Collective in Austin. Very good competition. Jamar's a dog, and he trained like a dog. So it's always good. I know he's always going to be always open because how he trains. His conditioning is out of this world. Is it the system or is it Purdy that's good? I think it's both. I think they make it very easy for him in a very complex way. I think also Purdy's making all the passes. He's making all the throws. He's making the reads. Purdy's good. And I think the system he has and the players around him is excellent. So it makes it even better. Good on good. It's just a perfect matchup. Perfect little duo they have, especially with Kyle Shanahan, one of the best creative minds in football. So it's very good to see what he's doing and how they're doing. And I hope, they keep going, and I hope we see them later. Thoughts on Jalen Carter? Is he the Rookie of the Year conversation? Oh, 100%. Once Christian Gonzalez went down, I mean, I think Jalen Carter, without a doubt, is going to be Defensive Rookie of the Year. He's been dominant. I knew it was going to be like this from the day he got drafted. I watched his, college football playoff games. I'm watching him in the NFL and what he's done so far. I mean, he's about, at this point, I think he's a top 5 defensive tackle in the NFL right now and a top 20 defensive player. The way he's been wrecking games and causing damage, I mean, this guy is special. And it's a shame that he fell to number 9 or 10 in the draft. This guy, I knew he was going to be special. I can't believe they let him fall, especially the Raiders. They had a chance for Jalen Carter, and they let him go. You paired Jalen Carter with Max Crosby, that could have been special, especially because of the lack of effort and the lack of stats and things they're getting from the rookie they drafted. So you hate to see it. Once again, the Raiders missing the draft. They let Jalen Carter go past them. I did not think they would do that. I thought they would get a guy for Max Crosby, but obviously they didn't. They let the Eagles get him. So it is what it is. I'm Max Crosby still a dog, but you pair Max Crosby with Jalen Carter, man, oh man, is that something special down in Vegas, man. How does this week change how you would prepare for the teams like the Eagles moving forward? It doesn't change anything. Like I said, we just need to get better. We got meetings and stuff with Coach Q on Wednesday, and without a doubt, Coach Q's going to get this together. We're going to get it together. If y'all know me, Cowboys Nation, I'm disappointed to even be able to be here right now trying to explain this to you because I know you don't understand and I know it's frustrating. And y'all know me, man. I'm frustrated as it can get. This ain't easy for me. This ain't something that I want to see or be a part of, especially losing like that. That's not something that's a part of me or the culture that I want to bring to this team or Dallas Nation. Y'all know I got way too much heart for that, and I'm taking full accountability. We got to be better. I have to do better. I don't know what I have to do, but it just has to happen to change this team around. I want to win so bad, and I don't think y'all understand how bad I want to win. I'll fight through so much stuff, and I'm willing to sacrifice whatever it takes for this team for us to be great. But it just stings, bro, and it really do. But we're going to get it together, and that's something I'm gonna have to commit to y'all, and I'm gonna have to promise y'all that we just gonna have to get it together. Just trust this defense, trust D-Law, trust Stephon Gilmore, trust Malik Hooker, trust these guys, trust Dan Quinn that we're gonna get it together. Keep the faith, never give up. These things don't happen overnight. We're gonna have to. There's a lot of accountability that's going to be taken. It's going to start with me. I'm not taking anything away from the 49ers. The 49ers are a great team. I've been said that they were a great team on what they've been doing this year. But we're the ones that's going to get better. We're the team that got served yesterday. We're the team that, we usually a 4 turnover team. We gave up 4 turnovers. That's just what it is. Any given Sunday, you could get served. I'm not taking the thing from no one. The 49ers are a great team. But you talking about who you want to believe. I got to believe in my team. I got to let people know. I got to let my guys know that they special. I got to let my guys know that we could be who we want to be if we want to be it, because that's what real leaders do. I'm not taking – I know the 49ers are a great team, but I believe my guys that I play with, the ones that I shed blood with, the ones that I work with every day is as great as they are, and they can be as great as they are. We just got to put the work in. We just got to keep getting better. So I'm not taking it away from anyone. So don't confuse my words. I'm not taking anything for the 49ers. I just believe in the people that I fight with my life with, and I fight to feed these people's families. So that's just is what it is, and that's just keeping it 100 with y'all, bro. And I'm never going to take that away from nobody and what they're doing in this league. That 49ers team are special, and there's a lot of other teams in this league that's special. But I believe my guys are special, and we can be special. We just got to put it together. What do you say to encourage your guys after Sunday Night Football? I just say what I just said. We can be special. We just have to put it together. We have to trust each other. We have to put it all together, and that's just what it is. We have to trust everything that happens, and we have to take it on the chin and move on. The beautiful about having a bad day is that the day ends. Sunday night ended already. Monday, you look at what we did and how it happened, and you take that loss and you just say, okay, we lost. Now what? You don't it's like losing your job, right? You lose your job. You think this is the worst thing in the world. And you're like, man, I can't believe I lost my job. What's going on? Or do you just say, I lost my job. Now, how do I get back on my feet? How do I get back? How do I keep going? people expect you to take a loss and they be like, oh, like that's the end of the world. No, I learned from this loss. Let me get better. Like, I'll never be a person that stands still. You know, the great Kobe Bryant said, rest in the end, not in the middle. You know, I'm going to take my loss, but I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep coming. I'm going to keep believing. I'm going to just keep trying to get better. Keep trying to find ways to make my team better. And that's just what it is. And we just got to keep better. Rest in the end, not in the middle. We chasing for perfection, the Mamba mentality, the things like about that. And that's just what it is. So I appreciate y'all. Thank you for tuning in to The Edge this week. And let's get straight to it. I see y'all Monday night. Cowboy Nation, I still need y'all. Keep supporting. Let's take over the LA Rams, LA Chargers, SoFi Stadium. That's what we do. We take over. We make every game like a home game. Hey, we need every one of y'all to bring us back up. It takes a village. It takes the whole Dallas Station community. It's America's team for a reason. Let's make it America's team Monday night. I see y'all Monday night. I can't wait to see y'all. Love. Thanks for tuning into The Edge.